Welcome to the guide for downloading and installing the X4 Business Process Management Software, or X4 for short. In this video, you will learn where to find which download package, how you can request a license if you don't already have one, run the actual setup with the correct settings, start X4 afterwards, and finally how to install the license when you are using X4 for the first time. Let's start with the right download. You can find all resources on softproject.com or DE or ES. On the English and Spanish sites, it's under X4 BPMS Downloads. And on the German website, it is under Resources Software X4 BPMS. On all 3 pages, on the download page, you will find the latest version on top. And this link leads you down to different packages. If you want to use X4 for testing or for an academy training, the best package is the so-called all-in-one installation. Click on the download link to start downloading the exe. If you use Microsoft's Edge browser, you might see a message from the Defender Smartscreen in your download list. In this case, click on the 3 dots on Keep, Show More, and Keep Anyway. For more information, also check the description below for the link to the Microsoft Help article. If you have a different use case, you can also find separate installation packages for Designer and Server for various operation systems on this page. You can also find the complete documentation on the second tab with more specific information, for example, if you're not installing the all-in-one package. While the download is running, you can request your test license. But if you take part in a training, you will receive an academy license and you can skip this whole step and proceed with the installation. To request the test license, click on the button at the top of the page and fill in your details. Make sure to check the checkbox for the privacy policy and optional the please call me back checkbox. Once you requested the license, you will receive an automated email straight away, and you will receive a second email about 1 or 2 business days later with the actual license file. Save this file to your computer, for example, in the Downloads folder. Once the download has finished, go to your Download folder and open the Setup file and confirm the usual Windows dialog box that it can change system settings. In some cases, you might also see a message from the Defender Smartscreen. You can safely dismiss this by clicking on the Show More link and then on Run Anyway. Now, let's go through the Setup wizard, where there are 2 important settings for us. First, the installation path. Change this from the standard CX4 to CX4_version number, for example, 731 in my case. This will help you if you want different versions of X4 on your machine, either older or maybe newer beta versions. Click on Next and make sure that full installation is selected to install all relevant parts. Next. Now, after that, you can choose if you want shortcut icons on your desktop, but ideally uncheck those boxes like here. The second important setting is the Install X4 Server as Service option. Make sure you also deselect this checkmark. For test and training installations, it is better to start X4 manually when required. In addition, you can install different versions without complicated changes to port settings and simply always start the server you need. So, everything unchecked? Next. Finally, there's a summary of what you've just selected and hit install. When the installation is finished, you could start all the parts of X4 right here. But instead, please again deselect all the options and finish. Instead, we will go to the X4 installation directory and start the server and designer from where we start them in the future. I'm going to C. And as you can see, I've got a number of installations here. And in your all-in-one installation, there are 3 parts of X4 that you need to start. First, the designer, which is your interface in which you will build the processes. Second is the X4 server, the actual server, your engine underneath. And third is the Keycloak server, the authentication provider that manages users and permission. Once you started all three applications, Keycloak will be the first, only taking a few seconds. The very first start might take a bit longer. The actual X4 server takes a bit longer and eventually finishes with a successfully message like this. And after that, you can simply minimize those windows. Don't close them, obviously, otherwise you will close your servers. Let's switch over to the designer. In here, the first thing you should do is deselect the show this window icon here, and therefore also close the welcome screen here, because we will access all the other stuff from the actual menus. So once we've done that, we can click on the chain link icon here to connect to the server. When you connect for the first time, the license installation window pops up after a few seconds. Select the test or academy license you have in your download folder, for example, and confirm. After that, it will take a few seconds, and that shows up at the bottom where it still says disconnected at the moment. Here we go, connected, all good. And you should see the project list on the left-hand side, which is mainly empty except for the X4 common library. That's it. Now you can continue and create either a new project by right-clicking and selecting new, and depending on which project you want to create, or import a zip project, for example, for a training. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.